Are you going to buy something such as Plex? Always enter code Aceface into the Creator Code tab here. This makes it so that 5% of the earnings go to me and doesn't cost you anything extra. I would appreciate it a lot. Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. As you might have seen in the previous videos, we lost the Gila. Our Abyssal career right now has come to a big halt on my main character here. We have, however, got this Vagabond. This is a gift I got quite a while ago from my good friend Ibad. He's very friendly and sometimes helps me when I'm in need. So this is something that I've had for a while, but I wanted to use this now because it is of the big importance that we use it, because the only high tier Abyssal ship we can use to get back on our feet. We have got a bit of ISK here from the PI, so that's a very good sign. However, it's still not enough to be able to get a good Gila ship. So what are we using? We're using the Vagabond, as you can see here. This ship is very good for doing Abyss for low cost, however, in a high skilled player. So to use this ship, you need to have high skills on your character. However, the ISK investment, the money is very low. So it's a very ideal situation when you are a person who's been playing for a while and you've lost a lot of your money-making ships. You need something quick to get back into action. This is something that could be good for you. So this Vagabond T4 Electrics is pretty good at doing that. So we'll go into them and wreck them. We've got the large shield booster 2, Multispectrum, large compact acid battery, some Gyrostabilizers, tracking computers, as all damage controls, basic stuff, Vulcan AutoCannons, heavy assault missiles. Main thing I hope we don't get is ganked here, because I have used a Vagabond previously and I've got ganked. I've even got a fit that can do T4 firestorms. This fit is not really optimized for that. That fit is it's a bit more sketchy than this one. That fit uses the ancillary armor or the ancillary shield boosters. Is similar price, but this electrical one is a bit easier. I haven't used this much, but in the limited experience I've used this before, it is actually quite a bit easier to use. My friend Ibad uses this more than me. The ship then can get ganked because I've used this Firestorm variant at the same price as this previously, and I have been ganked. Even though it was like, okay, it's just a ship that's worth over a little bit over 200 million, it's still got ganked. Just dropped the Tech 2, Tech 1 modules. So just keep in mind, we're doing it close to Jita, so it's always something to keep in mind. It's not the whole world if we lose it, but it is a bit annoying. It's not like we're losing like a 1 billion ISK ship. That would be a lot worse. We've got that Osprey Navy over there. He looks like a police patrol looking for mischief. Okay, is this 0.7? 0.5 is for T6, 0.6 is for T5, 0.7 is for T4. Perfect. Let's go to the safe spot we've got here. It's a bit unfortunate. When you lose your money-making ships, then you have to go back to something. We have got the money-making ships. So we've got PI, we've got Paladin, which is a really good one. The issue with the Paladin is that it requires a lot of time investment. I mentioned this a lot of times. The Triglavian hunting in the Paladin, it is something that requires a lot of warm-up. You need to find the good systems. You need to warm up the system, destroy the initial fleets. It takes quite a bit of time investment. So when you want to do some quick action, Abyssal ships are much better in my opinion. No potential gank is here. Let's go. Activate the filament. Hopefully we won't get obliterated here. We've got the Abyssal damage control, so that's good for helping us in scary scenarios, such as the Cinnabar wave. They can be a little bit difficult, these guys here. You look here, pretty decent amount of capacitor, 60 gigajoules, so that's very good. We just go for the Dremulds, and we go through the Cinnabals, then you should be good here. There we go, Cinnabals there. One good thing about the Vagabond is it's got really good tracking, so we don't really have to stress too much about missing, because we're usually going to be able to hit stuff. The autocannon is by default our weapon type that has good tracking, so it works out pretty good. You've got these elite Lucifer Dremulds right here, and we just cruise in a straight line and we're able to destroy them. You've got a nice also fall off here. Let's wreck these Cinnabals. They're dealing the most amount of damage. Go towards fire out of cash. Oh, a lot of vibrations. Can be good to turn off the camera shake here. It's a little bit less nauseous. Buying out of cash here. Easy. And the capacity is so strong on this ship that we really don't have to care at all. I think this ship could potentially do the T5s, but it needs a little bit more absolute tank. The Capacitor is amazing, but it needs more absolute tank, I think. Because this gets about 400 HP a second tank. The T6s, the T5, sorry, they need a bit more. They have at least 600, I would say 500-600 HP a second tank is good, dependent on the ship as well. If you're a ship that's made more face tanking these guys, then I'd rather go with a little bit more close to 600 or plus. If I'm a ship that's very quick, able to avoid damage a lot, like the Vagabond, it's quite a fast ship, then I would maybe go a little bit more towards the 500, but still, I would need a bit more tank than I've got currently. Let's open up the bioactive cache here. Okay, I thought that was a good filament, but it was just a raging firestorm, one of the worst filaments you can encounter, unfortunately. Keeper range 500. There we go. Now for this one here, these EMPs. You see, we've got the Republic Fleet EMPs. We've got the Hail and Barrage. These two here. Hail, short range ammo. Barrage, long range ammo. The short range Hail is a little bit more potent in the DPS compared to the EMP. However, the EMP has a tiny bit more range. It also has better tracking. That's why I'm using the EMP. And also because EMP does the EM damage, and that is the damage type that's reduced here. So it does about the same damage as the Hail. It's like a win-win scenario. More range, more tracking, same DPS. Barrage, however, has very good range. So that could be good if you want to do some sniping scenario. But it does so little damage that I'd rather just get a bit closer than switch to that and switch back. Depends a little bit. What's it like a situational encounter? If you have a very hard time getting close to something, it could be good to have it just so you can do some kind of damage. Okay, I noticed that we're doing less damage here because we're staying still. If we get a little bit of a distance off these guys, we can get the transversal, like we can get a bit of better angle. So they have to follow us instead of orbit us, and then our guns can hit better. Good. First room eliminated. Now for the next one, these T4s, T4 electrics, they're not my favorite filaments to do. In fact, it's my least favorite T4 site to do because of just how much they cost. They're very easy to run, so that is a positive, but when it comes to the profit, they're not that good. I bought this filament for about 6-7 million ISK. So that's we've already not earned back the filament from this site. Sometimes you can, if you see my T0 to T6 Abyss series, well, there I had I had a negative run sometimes where I earned so little ISK from the room that I actually got less ISK because I had to spend initial investment on the filament. Let's go for these entanglers first. They're going to cause problems. We've got drones. It could be good. Oh, we can actually use a full flight of drones as well. I didn't think about that. I should have used that on those Lucids before. That would have helped a lot with the small frigates. Silly me. Yeah, you see we take a lot more damage now from Charybdis Tyrannos here. Because he does a ton of damage. He likes to hit hard. Null charge, don't have to care about that. I'm just destroying as much stuff as I can that is close to me. DPS 613. It's alright. And that's alright loot too. 8 million is from that. Bioactive cache over there. Move close to the Charybdis, go a little bit of an arc. Hold down Q, double click here. Oh, those acolytes take damage, recall them. Let's go. The Vagabond, a mid-meta ship, a bullet of a ship, cruising straight in at almost 1k a second. So the Charybdis Tyrannos helps a lot here, avoiding damage, being this fast. That's what I mean, like, in a ship like this, you don't have to have you still have to have tank in case you get whipped, but you don't have to have as much tank as, say, a Gila, a lot slower ship. Because you're not able to do this kind of cruising like we're doing now. With an Afterburner, the Gila goes 700 meters a second. It's a lot slower. Let's continue in here, orbit 500. We'll actually go for the Charybdis Tyrannos. The reason for that is because this guy is going to follow me on the way back, so I can start destroying him and utilize the fact that Charybdis Tyrannos is staying around here. better utilize my time instead of destroying him and then starting with him. Deploy drones. Orbit around here. Just close, you know, just 500. We could even turn off the Afterburner to get a bit better tracking. We've got enough tank, and just orbiting like this is enough to mitigate most of his damage. Let's destroy Charybdis over here for the 1000th time, probably. It'll be interesting to see in the achievements how many times you destroy the different NPCs that exist. How many Charybdis Tyrannuses we have destroyed. Probably it will be over 1,000, I can imagine. For me, at least. Orbit around here, especially when you add up all my different accounts, then definitely. Okay, so now we've taken care of this guy. Go back to the transfer conduit. And look, this is what I mean, you can just work on the cruisers because they're always going to stay close to you. Save a little bit of time there. Good. Get those drones in. Oh, we should have activated the Afterburner. Silly me. Silly me, we would have been there by now. Sometimes you make these mistakes, it's not the whole world. But this ship feels very solid in the T4 electrics. In my opinion, when I'm running these, I feel the biggest danger are the people on the outside. You never know what you see there. It could be complete darkness, it could be a whole gang of gangsters. Let's move in here. We've got a bunch of sleeper cruisers. Meat grinding wave. Let's go to the extraction node, because it's going to take a bit of time to take out these guys. So we may as well go and get some extra loot. And we apply pretty good to these guys. Look at that. Feels like I destroy them very quickly, even though we only have 600 DPS, because oftentimes DPS is mitigated. Say you have a Cerberus or a Gila, the drones maybe don't hit all the time, or the Cerberus missiles don't get perfect application, but this thing is, its autocannons are going to get perfect application almost all the time. Makes a big difference. I feel that with the Zealot, when you're using those pulse lasers in short range, you really feel it when you get that web on them and you start doing completely like full 100% damage. No lost DPS to speed or grazing. Becomes very powerful. Ooh. That missile was not enough. I thought that missile would be enough. There we go. Open this up. 1.5 million. Okay, let's go to the buy out of cash. And it seems like our drones are having a hard time returning. Oh yes, because it's attacking on cloud here, so they're going too fast. They can't even get to us. I should be making more fits actually on lower skill players, because I know a lot of you guys have lower skill points on your characters and need good fits to use. The reason I often actually have a tendency to make these fits requiring high skills is just because that's the kind of player I am. My player is a high skill character, so I make these because I fly these a lot. And it's also a little bit difficult to simulate lower skills unless you purposefully have a separate character. I do have other characters, but some of them have either got completely no skills, and some of them have got like really good skills, like I've got here. So it's hard to find a bit of an intermediate. You guys who have ults would probably understand. That was hardly anything right there. Abyssal loot, 15 million. So when you subtract the cost from the filament, that goes to about 7 million. It's really not that great. You may as well almost do retribution T2s in this. It would be almost better. Which actually I was thinking about doing. But I looked at the shiny retribution we've got in the hangar. It looks pretty good there. It's got those beam lasers ready to snipe away. It was very fun to run it, especially with iBad. My friend who showed me that fit to begin with. Easy, we should use the drones now since they were recalled. I have a Shift F, a hotkey. You can set up the shortcuts here in drones. I've got so that I easily can recall them, because often I notice that, oh, they're taking damage, it's easier just to shift F and just recall them straight away. Go for this guy here. Almost done now. These FELS waves do take a long time. It's just a lot of HP to get through when you add up all the cruisers together. It's a pretty easy wave though. The DPS is moderate. It's not extremely high. But it's hard to avoid it all as well, so you need to have some degree of tank usually. Okay, let's get the drones in. And we're done. Let's hope for no ganks here. No gankers it seems like here. Oh, great. So that was the T4 Electric in the cheap Vagabond. My emergency ship I've got here to run the sides now that we've lost our Gila. It's a good emergency ship in my opinion. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something new. Pretty smooth wave. Many more to come. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.